On June 3, 1996, what began as a routine inquiry led Indianapolis police to one of the most chilling discoveries in Indiana's history. Behind the pristine veneer of a wealthy Westfield estate, Fox Hollow Farm, investigators found human bones scattered across the property, half buried under leaves, tangled in roots, lying in shallow pits. More than 5,000 fragments, at least 11 victims. And the man who had lived above this silent graveyard was already gone. Herbert Richard Baumeister had built a reputation as a successful businessman, a devoted husband, and a father of 3. But the truth was far darker. Born April 7, 1947, Herb grew up in an upper-middle-class Indianapolis family where his father was a respected anesthesiologist. Yet even as a child, Herb showed a disturbing fascination with death. He dissected animals, collected roadkill, and carried a dead crow into school, placing it on his teacher's desk with eerie calm. He once urinated on a teacher's desk for no discernible reason. Doctors suspected schizophrenia, but long-term treatment was dismissed, and Herb slipped through adolescence as a strange, emotionally detached young man. He drifted through failed college attempts and unstable jobs until 1971, when he met Juliana Sauter, a gentle, optimistic schoolteacher. They married quickly and tried to build a normal life, eventually opening a thrift store business called Save-A-Lot. The stores flourished, money poured in, and in 1991 the couple bought Fox Hollow Farm, a mansion with an indoor pool, long hallways, and nearly 20 acres of secluded woods. From the outside, it looked like an American dream, but behind closed doors, Herb was growing increasingly erratic, withdrawn, and unpredictable. Unknown to Juliana, Herb led a hidden life under the alias Brian Smart. He frequented gay bars in Indianapolis, especially when she and the children were away visiting family. There, he targeted young men, mostly in their 20s and 30s, charming them, offering drinks, and eventually inviting them to his private estate. He led them to the indoor pool, where the mood shifted into a dangerous seduction. Herb introduced erotic asphyxiation, encouraging his victims to trust him. But what his victims believed was part of a sexual game was, for Herb, a ritual of murder. He strangled them slowly, savoring the moment life left their bodies, then carried their remains into the woods where he buried them in shallow pits or left them to decompose among the leaves. For years, men vanished from Indianapolis's gay community, but authorities failed to connect the disappearances. Then in 1994, Herb made his first major mistake. Tony Harris, one of his intended victims, fought back during an attempted strangulation and managed to escape. Terrified but determined, Tony reported the attack. He and his friend Doug Freeman went from bar to bar searching for the man who had nearly killed him. When Tony finally spotted Herb again, Doug secretly followed him outside and wrote down the license plate number. The name that came back: Herbert Baumeister, Fox Hollow Farm. Police tried to investigate, but they needed permission to search the property. In 1995, they approached Juliana. Shocked and defensive, she refused, unable to imagine the father of her children as a serial killer. But Herb's behavior worsened. Their marriage crumbled. The business spiraled. He disappeared for long stretches without explanation. And when Juliana found bones in the woods, Herb casually claimed they were from a medical skeleton his father once owned. By 1996, Juliana had moved out with the children and filed for divorce. Free from Herb's immediate influence and frightened by what she had begun piecing together, she finally allowed detectives to search the farm. What police uncovered was a nightmare beyond anything they expected. thousands of bone fragments representing at least 11 men. Among those identified were Roger Goodlett, Manuel Resendez, Richard Hamilton, and Michael Riley, victims who had been missing for years while families begged for answers. Before police could close in, Herb fled Indiana. He drove north into Canada, wandering from town to town in a stolen piece. On July 3, 1996, at Pinery Provincial Park, he wrote a rambling 45-page suicide note that blamed his financial problems and failed marriage. Not a single word acknowledged the men he murdered. That same day, he shot himself in the head with a .357 Magnum. Even in death, he chose cowardice over confession. Investigators later connected Herb to additional unsolved homicides along Interstate 70. The similarities were chilling. Young men strangled vanished without a trace. But with Herb dead, those cases remain open wounds. Today, Fox Hollow Farm still stands, a place whispered about in true crime circles and paranormal investigations. Some who have lived there report footsteps, shadows, and distant voices drifting through the woods. Whether haunted by spirits or simply stained by memory, the land carries the weight of what happened between its trees. Herb Baumeister is believed to have killed between 11 and 25 men. The true number may never be known. What remains certain is this: he lived a life that disguised monstrous violence behind the ordinary mask of a businessman, husband, and father. And the woods behind his mansion still hold secrets that may never be fully unearthed.